Okie doke. Let's dive on into the next one here, shall we? Blue-red Memekin. This is a deck that we've played a bunch of in the past. The core idea of this deck is we have things like Electrostatic Field here that deal and Ral that deal damage to our opponent when we play a bunch of instants and sorceries. We have cards like Crash Through, Warlord's Fury, and Light Up the Stage that let us churn through our deck and play all of these cards to get lots of triggers. We also have Runaway Steam-Kin, which makes us extra mana while we do these things. And then, eventually we also have some burn spells to burn people out. Ral's -2 alongside Risk Factor is incredibly powerful in this deck because doubling this up with Ral in play deals 10 damage or draws a pile of cards that draws you more damage. Expansion Explosion with some of these other effects earlier is excellent as well, so let's go ahead and dive on into some matches and see how this one goes. Ari Mund, thank you for the 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. I'd watch way more Twitch ads if Jeff was ranting over them. Hey, CJNJ, thanks for the 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Love the rant. First ever paid sub on Twitch. Always enjoyed you playing exciting decks, but now I know that I'm a fan of you as a person too. Well, thanks for keeping me around. Folks like you pay my mortgage. I played one match in the Brawl event. I was a little bit sad that I couldn't play with my foils and my sleeves. I'm a little bit of a spoiled arena player at this point, and the lack of my foils and my sleeves made me sad. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this cantrip on one here, and the reason why I'm doing this is my hand really wants like an Electrostatic Field or a Steam-Kin, so I want to give myself the best possible chance to hit one of those on two. Hey, Thorn, thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back. Methosedone, thank you for the brand new Prime. Welcome. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way. Perfect. There's a Steam-Kin. It is the most first world of problems. You're not wrong. I am super excited for Historic. Trax, take your 10 minutes. You put this on us, Trax. This is your fault. What did you do? 56 weeks, 0 days, 13 hours, 16 minutes, and 2 seconds till Teferi rotates, but not that we're counting. Nissa's a big gal, and she closes really quickly. They added a bunch of animations in this latest patch. Alright, so I think I'm going to start by sending Shock upstairs here. Okay. Does skewering this land buy me a meaningful amount of time? That's the question I have to ask myself. I think it does. I can kill the Nissa too, right? I can skewer the land, attack the Nissa for 4, and then Runaway Steam-Kin skewer the Nissa. Fuel for the ramp machine. It's even a sub-sandwich as fuel. Alright, so I think this is the line. If they go like land second Nissa, I'm a little bit sad though. Yeah, I'm hoping that the Teferi themed core set 2021 just won't involve this Teferi, ideally. Deathrite Shaman, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. Thanks for taking advantage of that September discount. Welcome to Hoaglandia. All right, so really looking for like risk factor, like light up the stage is what we'd really like, right? Another really sweet quality of life improvement is every time you float mana in this latest update, it shows you that you can press Z to unfloat it, which is nice. It shows a undo Z button over here. Look, if I click this, it shows undo Z, and I can click it to undo it. Think I'm gonna offer this trade for a 2/2 here. Okay.
You just let me know if you're up for round 2.
So, because we drew 2 blue sources here while we flooded, wow, they just, wow. Hashtag when they assume your hand is way better than it is. Someone call the police. There's been a robbery. Don't tell Scotty, because their dojo contained a lot of fear. Don't tell Scotty, chat, because Scotty doesn't know. Don't tell Scotty. Alright, so Ferocidon, whenever another creature enters the battlefield, deals 1 damage to that creature's controller. This card's very angry. To be fair, in paper, you can just put the 3rd Steam-Kin into play and say, what's your life total? And they'll probably scoop. That's fair. Fair. I think I just got a cantrip here. And I'd probably rather have Trample than First Strike. Have you had enough on the stack to see the new stack browser? I don't think so. I heard someone mention that, though. Someone else had mentioned that that was a thing that got implemented. So this hand is pretty good. It needs a second land, but we've got to crash through to try and draw land. So again, I want to give myself the best possible chance to play a 2-drop on 2, so let's try and draw. Nothing but net. Nothing but net. It's feeling a little steamy in here, chat. God, that animation is so good. Hey, thanks for the 15 months, Barbaric. I appreciate it. Welcome. Hope you're having a good one. Ooh, oh gosh. We get to light up the stage, expansion light up the stage next turn. Papi! Papi! Wow. Rude. Way to interact with me, opponent. Hit 3 lands, ain't even mad. Hit 3 lands, ain't even mad. So I'm not sure when expansion's in your hand, it auto holds priority, but I'm not sure if it auto holds priority when it's in play.
Ooh, a battle. I'm all tingly. Or it might just be static.
Am I shocked? I think I want to shock Risen Reef here.
I'm really into current affairs. Get it?
Yeah, that's fine. That deals 2 and draws a card. I think I'm going to shock the Risen Reef here. Now, I think I'd rather save the copy for if I draw, like, a risk factor or something.
Pete, I'm out.
Well, that was rude.
Trust me. You'll thank me later. No, I am not making this up as I go. I've perfected the perfect storm. You like the gauntlets? I built them myself.
All right, so not enough mana to play Ferocidon here, but still fine. Flooded a little bit this game, but powering through because the opponent stumbled a touch. If we find a good spell for Ral the double, they should be dead. They're at 6 now.
I am not going to sit this one out.
Wonder if we'll see him bounce this and replay it on this. I feel like a 3-3 would be easier for them to deal with than this. Any instant or sorcery, please.
Oh, bruised my ego too.
That qualifies, right? It does not qualify because it's F-free. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me of that. Almost, I definitely would have forgotten. They conceded though, so you know? No big, no big. Whoa, it growled at me. Arr, arr. Man, I'm glad. It's like, I know I've talked about how I'm a little bit spent on this standard format, and I definitely am, but I'm also glad that this standard format is going to make the basis for historic, because I feel like once we like play something that's a little bit different once rotation happens, I'm gonna miss some of the decks in this format. There's a lot of really neat things to explore and do in this format. So I'm pretty glad that it's gonna be the core of something that we can play for a while. Yeah, Sand's just not good enough either. I think so. Here, as a very data-driven person, here is a mathematical argument for why the straight to historic cards make a lot of sense. If you look at the recent Modern Horizons release, the number of cards in Modern Horizons that actually ended up being modern playable is somewhere between 20 and 35, depending on who you let define as modern playable. This means that directly releasing 15 to 20 historic playable cards is effectively the same as them designing an entire set that's added directly to historic. The only thing you're missing is the limited component. So if you're someone who's only playing constructed, it's just like they're designing a new set for the format every quarter. And I think from that perspective, it's a net very good thing. It's likely that Historic won't get paper support. I would be surprised if we see paper Historic support to start, but I think if Historic is wildly popular on Arena, it'll naturally follow to get introduced in paper as well.
Right on schedule. I've got it.
Here's, as people who have played Magic for a long time as well, I think many people like myself are kind of hurt by the idea of how they manage Modern currently. And if Historic's a format that they're actually going to be actively managing, I don't really think there's anything to worry about in terms of them imbalancing it. Because if they imbalance it, they just go, we messed up, we're fixing it, have some wild cards back for the cards we banned. Like, the fact that Historic will be a primarily Magic Arena format means that they can take a more active part in managing it without worrying about pissing off the MTG Finance crowd. I would be very surprised and kind of disappointed if they reintroduce fetch lands into Standard. One of the reasons why I'm looking forward to Historic is it'll be a non-rotating format where I don't have to deal with fetches.
This isn't a fight you can win. You need to take a timeout. We will meet again. I've got time.
I mean, to be fair, my walls are very angry. Okay, that's kind of funny.
You ready to go toe-to-toe with me?
I think I'm actually bottoming this.
Lightning into a potion?
Traitorous walls. I loved you, walls, and this is how you repay me.
Present with thoughtfulness before action.
Nah, they can't possibly be Trump fans, Trax, because they didn't make me pay for the electrostatic fields. They paid their own life. I think we're dead at this point, right? They've got these. I think if they hadn't had the Elder spell there, and I got to double light up the stage next turn, we might have been okay. But I think the fact that Ral's dead there means we can just pack this one in. Someone had asked earlier what the extra Planeswalkers were in the sideboard for. They're for matchups like this one. The Planeswalkers are in there for these kind of grindy control matchups. Manitai, thank you for the biddies, and thanks for using the sub chair to give the extra 10%. Happy Thursday. Light up the stage works fine against Narset, just for reference. Light up the stage works exactly as expected. Old Man Swede, thank you for the brand new Prime support. And Bionic Quail, welcome folks. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month and keeping me employed. Rest of this seems fine. I probably want fries. Narset's a turd. Kills Teferi too. Just wanna try and grind a little bit post board. We do have some dinos to bring in here. I think this is a mulligan. 4 lands with no blue source and double blue card in the opener is just not good enough. This hand's great. We're gonna keep this one. His hand is great. Buy its stuff. Exactly. Eh, subba-dub-bub. Subba-wub-dub. Did I do that? Did I do that right? We are not playing Tybalt in the 75. I'm actually not sure that this deck wants Dino over Tybalt, just because Tybalt, I think, plays into our control plan post board a little bit better, but it is what it is. Tybalt's like a genuinely fine card. She's dead, Jim. You've killed her. They're gonna regret burning that as soon as they did, huh? Yeah, Dino plus Chandra is a bit of a non-bow as well, for sure. Although, if you have Dino and Chandra and they're both living, you're probably okay with what's going on. All right, so I'm only gonna attack this for 2 because I want to save my burn to kill Teferi, I think. I'm gonna go to attack these here. I'll be right back. I'm gonna run to the restroom.
Interesting technique.
Sorry I'm late. You need to slow down.
All right, so this is pretty easy for us, right? Just like do this, make a thing. We get to scry down to the Chandra. Our token finishes Teferi off.
Messing up my equation.
Although if there's a land, I probably want to save it for this other rail. Oh, risk factor can stay there. There's meat on this sandwich. Hope you want it. Anyways, maybe Jake likes it. Thanks, Top Toe. Yeah, someone will eat it, right? It won't go to waste. Sweet. Planeswalker sideboard plan. Going into full effect there. Yeah, I could have, but I don't really think that's worth it, Gendy. Like the Narset, none of the cards I had in my hand like really impacted Narset there, so I think that's not a big deal. This hand's not amazing. It would ideally have some more Planeswalkers in it, but I think this is fine. This is going to be a hand where I'm going to draw with Warlord's Fury on 1, because my plan is to play Runaway Steam-Kin on 2, and if I play Steam-Kin on 2 and then they play Narset on 3, I won't be able to draw with this. Zarak, thank you for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. What do I think about the Throne spoiler so far? I think Oko looks really sweet. I'm excited to like turn 1 a Boreal Grazer, turn 2 Oko, turn 1 a Boreal Grazer, turn 2 Oko, make my Grazer a 3/3 attack you. Sounds excellent. 15 months of support. Thanks for keeping me around, Eternal Witness. Memes, dreams, and streams. I don't think we have enough room in our sideboard for that many Planeswalkers, unfortunately, Danny. It's a good rip. And Geronis, thank you for the 14 months. Welcome back. Yeah, Oko will work really well with the Golden Goose, too, which is great. Ewok the Brave. God, the top of our deck has been fire. Thanks for the 3/4 of a year. So, Crackster, I would venture to guess that they banned so many things in Standard in such a small period of time that they were worried about banning more. Oh, really need a Lightning Strike or a Fry or a Skewer. Please, 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 please. All right. All right. I think Oko could be a modern staple. The easiest way to ask yourself if you think something's going to be a modern staple is to ask yourself the question, is this card incredibly brutal and efficient? And if the answer to the question, is this card incredibly brutal and efficient, is anything other than yes, then the answer is no, it's probably not going to be playable. Oh, that's super punishing. Rough. So I left this on top because I wanted to back up in case they killed this. That's awkward.
You like the gauntlets? I built them myself.
Nano Flare, thank you for the 2 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. One thing that's interesting about Oko in Modern, and again, when you think about decks, you want to ask yourself, is this card solving a problem that this deck has? Something that teamer decks struggle with in Modern, historically speaking, is their ability to interact with things that don't die to Lightning Bolt. So Oko lets you turn things that otherwise don't die to Bolt into things that die to Bolt, which is a big deal.
Signs indicate that hurt. I'm not gonna lie.
Maybe I should have kept the other Electrostatic Field, if only so it would be another blocker on this board. Yeah, the fact that they had the Bell Haunt to punish our keeping the light up the stage is pretty rough. These sleeves are so great. Oh, never not Teferi.
No, my excellent timing. There goes nothing.
Give me something meaningful to copy, please. Give me something meaningful to copy. Your finest risk factor, please.
Lucky shot. You must be accompanied by a parent or guardian to ride the lightning.
I'm gonna leave that there because it lets me kill Hostage Taker. Yeah, hopefully we see some really sweet rare adventures. Would be the hope. Well, now I'm really glad I left this on top. So Teferi's dead. We go to 17. Sorry, Ral's dead. We go to 16. Math. Some quick math. So the way the adventures work are, when you cast an instant or sorcery, you exile it, you exile the spell from the game instead of putting it into your discard pile. And then once you do that, you can recast the creature half from exile. Level 2 Gaming, thanks for shipping your Prime this way again. Welcome back. Yeah, it's just Oko's plus... generally speaking, trying to answer things in Modern is not where you want to be. Does it only count as a creature in a graveyard? I don't know the answer to that. I would imagine it counts as both types, but I could see that going either way. This hand's not amazing, but we'll keep it. We'll bottom a mountain and we'll cast a Crash Through on one, trying to find a 2-drop to play on 2. Pretty much any hands you have in this style of deck where you have a 1-mana cantrip and don't have any of our 2-drops, you're going to cast the cantrip on one looking for a 2-drop. But say this hand had a Runaway Steam-Kin or an Electrostatic Field in it, I would wait to cast this so I could use it to trigger this. And obviously, if we knew this was on top of our deck, we would wait, but we can't, so it's right to cast it there. Yes, you can also cast the creature side from hand and skip exiling it. That is correct. Yeah, I think if there's any that offer good utility, like seeing play in Traverse, like I think there was one that shatters for red, like that one might see play in a Traverse deck. Maybe. Maybe. Gosh, poor Chandra.
What the heck? Go get him, buddy.
So the best place if you're new to Magic to keep up with spoilers during spoiler season is there's a website called mythicspoiler.com, and they post the new ones most readily in my experience. So I'm gonna go ahead and shock her, and I'm actually not gonna finish her off with these elementals because they revealed another Narset, so I think they're gonna play this Narset next turn anyways, so I'd rather not give them the 2 health from the Oath of Gaia. I think the Eldrazi Emerge decks in general just tend to be a little bit too slow and fair for Modern. So while there might be some upgrades, I would bet that the deck's still not particularly competitive even with set upgrades. Alright, I think I'm actually going to hold the Skewer till next turn. Yeah, I'm going to hold the Skewer till next turn.
This isn't a fight you can win. Oh, I've done hero things before.
Alright, so we do this, and these kill these, and then we go Ral, cast Warlord's Fury, trigger Ral, deal a damage. And then we skewer them because the skewer is going to go away because it was put there by light up the stage. That was a mistake. I should not have kept that Warlord's Fury because my opponent has a Narset in their hand. So if they didn't have that Narset, keeping the Warlord's Fury was fine, but because they have the Narset, keeping the Warlord's Fury was really bad. So if they just try and tuck something in here, the Chandra kills that, right?
Reverse.
All right. The fact that they... Is that one good? I think that one's good. All right, so now, because I know there's another Ral coming up, I'm going to downtick this. So he gets to draw an extra card here immediately. This deck isn't good, but it's certainly great.
Don't worry, I brought company.
Yeah, sure, same different. Dusk. 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other.
I have practiced keep an open mind.
Narset, unfortunately, makes our risk factors much worse here, too. So that would normally be a good draw from this position, but it isn't any longer. Colorless or Eldrazi-tron. There is a Bant Eldrazi deck on my website that I think is reasonably competitive. Would be my recommendation for a non-Eldrazi.
You want fair and square.
Hey, these little guys are great.
Think you can beat me? You're welcome to try.
Yeah, right, Marty? Hadn't played against Eddie Esper today. Queue up with this, immediately find a bunch of Esper players. So this unfortunately gives them some life back here, but I think it's important to keep the Narset from drawing another card.
I'm known for my
Here we go again. Here we go again. Should have known again. Do 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 do. So I'm gonna hold on to the Skewer in my hand because these Esper decks frequently play Basilic Bellhaunt. I don't really want to cast this just yet, but I don't want to have to discard it should they play Bellhaunt. Yeah, Acolyte of Flame really is really good card. It's possible we want a third Acolyte of Flame in this deck, honestly.
My prowess.
She's very good.
Trick for this. Oh, they're so cute.
Always nice to get out of the lab.
Oh, this Ral is so close to lethal.
There's a storm coming your way.
Yeah, it's like, it's not even just been Esper. It's been Esper 2 in a row with, like, main deck Elder Spell.
I shall miss your company.
At least we've cleared out a lot of the stuff. They're at 6. If we hit an expansion explosion or a risk factor still, we're in a pretty good spot. So these two idiots are dead.
Training is so hard.
So hoping for one of our big payoffs here. Chandra, risk factor. All right, I mean that's half of it, right? Chandra did a lot that game. Hey, White Sticks. Thanks for the 2/3 of a year. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Sorry about that. I think I might have missed level 2 gaming as well. Nano Flare. I feel like I'm reading these names and I feel like I might have missed some of them. Nano Flare, Ewok, level 2, Y-Stick. Sorry if I missed any of those. Andronis. Alright, we've got a bunch of draws that just kill them. Skewers, Lightning Strikes, Chandras. Risk Factor draws enough to likely kill them. What an incredibly useful card when you're at 3 life. It did. It was a 6-mana draw when it drew them a land. It did in fact draw them a card. Can I please have one of my many lethal spells? May I please have one of my many lethal spells?
I'm gonna hover over you like a dark cloud.
I am judge, jury, and electrocutioner.
Judge, jury, and electrocutioner. That is, in fact, one of our many lethal spells. Papi! Look at that! We beat the Narsets game 1. That's exciting. Beating the Narsets game 1 is pretty good. Should probably reload the client after this. I mean, I really hope they figure out whatever causes their massive memory leak before we hit release with this. Like, missing features aside, it's a big deal. My computer is not no slouch. Hey, Scorpio Death Drop. Thank you for the 28 months of support there. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, probably just a lot of creature removal, Mean Bean. Because they obviously didn't have counter spells, right? Could have been like lands, creature removal, more citadels, perhaps. This hand's fine. Not amazing, but fine. I mean, the pets are definitely part of it. Every little thing that uses extra memory in the application, like, could be potentially part of why it leaks.
There are so many mysteries.
We want to let them resolve this before we play this, so they make their decision thinking they might have one more activation here. We'd really like to draw a blue source as a land at some point. No life for you. I like that he gets to light up. He like lights up red as he's dying. He's just like, no. Risky business, opponent. Sweet, and there's a Fry over there, so even if they have another Narset here, we're gonna get to Warlord straight next turn anyways. Hey, Ansi Citrus, thank you for the quarter of your support. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. Ooh, huh. So... do I play around a counterspell here? So I could just play Ral, and then Ral with the Ral trigger for Warlord Fury will kill their Raveler. But if they have a counterspell, I get into a little bit of trouble and I lose this Fry this turn. I think I'm just supposed to be conservative and Fry this.
It's only a matter of time.
I'm playing 2 decks, Green Tron and Tome Dredge. I think I should build a 3rd competitive deck. I know it's 2 of the most hated deck, but Ulabogs is my favorite card. You should play whatever makes you happy. Never let what you enjoy in Magic be dictated by what other people tell you you're supposed to be enjoying.
You are a mighty warrior. I concede.
Yep.
I've no time for a break.
How do we combo if we hit a land? So I'm going to give up value in some direction regardless of how I sequence here. I think I'm supposed to do this and then do this and then because remember this expansion's going away here in a second. So I want to at least get a card out of it. It is a blight on the format, Pelly. Decks like those are obnoxious. They're still funny to play on occasion, but they're definitely a blight. Just let the record reflect I'm firmly on they're a blight side of that argument. I'm gonna hold on to this because I can make a token with the Saheeli. What Chaos deck? Just for reference, we're referring to, I streamed a little bit of Warhammer TCG to wrap things up yesterday. And one of the decks that I streamed in that game yesterday, it's a deck that just gains a bunch of life and then eventually decks its opponent by running them out of damage. It's really obnoxious. It's funny, but it's definitely obnoxious. Age of Sigmar does have Nurgles. Or like the actual person Nurgle. Is Nurgle a person? Thanks for the 9 months there, Fantasy's End. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Nurgle is a Chaos God. I don't think there's the actual Chaos God in the game as of yet. Hold that thought. Manasheen, thank you for the 2/3 of your support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. I say, I don't know the Warhammer Vorthos really, but I do know there's a lot of cards in that game with the word Nurgle on them. That much I'm aware of. Oh, that's a lot of Uthakaya. Just casually at 20 still. Alright, so if they don't have a counterspell or a removal spell here, so if they're in the event my opponent has Stone Cold Nothing, we have a pretty good shot. Do they have Stone Cold Nothing? Is Stone Cold Nothing a real possibility?
This experiment has shocking repercussions.
It's a shame Reanimator decks in Modern suffered a lot from the ban of looting. I enjoyed the Boar Breach deck online. I actually think things like, we're actually going to play Grishol Brand sometime soon. I might bump Grishol Brand into tomorrow, actually. I think there's a possibility that deck got better with people playing less Graveyard Hate. Huh. So if we draw a land next turn, we can go Saheeli into Chandra, Chandra down tick Fry Teferi.
Let's skip to the good part.
How hard is it to get into Modern? It requires there's a lot of cards that see play. The best way to get into Modern is to watch some of my Modern content and just keep a other browser page open while you watch it. So I have 7 total. Would I rather play Saheeli or Chandra? I think I'd rather play Chandra. So I think the plan here is Lightning Strike. This. Yeah, I agree, Tomto. I agree. It was pretty bad.
No more games.
Yeah, wow. Are we not dead? Yay, Esper decks and flooding. Tasmanian Bear, thank you for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. So we lose a little bit of value on this Saheeli, but that's fine because we killed their Planeswalker.
These little guys are great.
Well, welcome to a live one.
You like the gauntlets? I built them myself.
So next turn, Chandra can flashback, light up the stage, and Ral can double it. Man, talk about a power couple. I hate everything. I hate it all. Magic sucks. Hey, did y'all hear the exciting news that Magic 2021 core set is Teferi themed? Did everybody hear the exciting news that Magic core set 2021 is Teferi themed? My children, have you heard the good word of core set 2021? It's Teferi themed. I wish I was joking. I am not. It is go to the Magic Twitter. I am not joking. Just as a general note, Shavir, I would ask that we don't use cancer as a descriptor in my Twitch chat. Please and thank you. Other great adjectives: nasty, rancid, toxic, all fantastic. Please skip over the diseases that kill people. Nexus of Teferi. It's like Nexus of Fate, but you untap 4 lands afterwards. And if you think the fact that they announced a Teferi focused core set is silly, you should go like or retweet this because I'm hilarious. I would agree that Teferi could be comparable to a common cold. He's not life-threatening, but he's very annoying. All of our planeswalkers are dead. I would assume we're going back to planeswalkers not having static text. I would assume that's the norm. The Teferi block doesn't come with lands, it's just Hearthstone in Magic form. I'd believe that. Well, they don't have white mana currently. Maybe they can't cast any of their spells, and this Ferocidon's just gonna go the distance. He's going for speed. He's all alone in this time of need. I think some planeswalkers with static text are fine. I think Ral's a good example of a planeswalker that's fine with static text. I think there are a number of the planeswalkers with static text that are fine. I think planeswalkers with static text that are prison elements suck. Teferi, Narset, Karn the Great Creator. And that's not commentary on static text so much as it's commentary on prison elements don't belong in Magic games in 2019. Ashiok, I think Ashiok's a great example.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
Cards like Ensnaring Bridge and Blood Moon deserve to go down in Magic's history as things that aren't things we do anymore. These are design mistakes we've since learned from. Yeah, like Nissa. I know there's a lot of people who dislike 5-mana Nissa, but I would just like to be very clear that the problem with 5-mana Nissa is Land War Elves. It's not actually 5-mana Nissa, that's the issue. I'm actually gonna wait on this. While they could draw a counter spell, I think they're more likely to draw a discard spell. And I'd like for them to not be able to discard spell whatever they give me here. I miss out on playing a land drop, but I think that's fine.
Storms are like a symphony, and I am a great conductor.
That one sounds great. Yep.
Win some, you lose some, then you repeat the experiment.
Scale 1 to dead. Where's this at? Dead side of the scale. Got it. I don't actually think Nissa is that big for her rate. It's just, again, Nissa is too good for turn 3. That's the issue with Nissa. The issue with Nissa is not Nissa in general, it's Nissa on turn 3. Yep.
Today I craft my victory.
I mean, that play got them above 3. So they're not just dead. They're not just dead to Skewer.
That wasn't very inventive.
That's unfortunate. I don't think I want to fry my own Saheeli. I think I want to hold fry in case they draw an Narset or 5-mana Teferi.
I will return.
I get pretty punished by a discard spell, but otherwise I think holding it is right. You're a little bit rampagey. You're a teensy bit late to the party, bud. Oh, it does have Menace. Why does it have Menace?
Trust me, you'll thank me later.
Nah, I don't even know that that's true, Curtia. I think I'd rather they just didn't. Because it's menacing. Fair. Fair take.
Only time will tell.
Where are my expansion explosions? Fredwick, thank you for the 23 months. Welcome back. I appreciate you keeping me around.
Premeditate and prepare.
Well, that's a swing and a miss at least. This one seems like it's slipping away from us here. Drew a couple too many lands. The top of their deck was pretty kind. That's how Magic goes sometimes. They missed on Narset at least, so we got that going for us. Yikes. Maybe they'll miss on this next activation. And their hand is also bad.
I have just the trick for this.
Deba, that's all, folks. Alright, can we get something that's not? Can we get something that's not Esper, please? Can we get one of them? Can we get one of them ramp decks? God, how about one of them ramp decks? Oh, I forgot to restart the client. Need to do that. Again, this hand does not have a 2-drop in it, so because it doesn't have a 2-drop in it, I'm going to go ahead and draw a card on 1. Nope, my deck queue's nice and full as always, so I plan to just play decks from my deck queue. Is the plan. Lots of great content creators that are playing Brawl. Feather. I wonder how this goes. When it rains, it pours, chat. So if I play Ral, he just dies to an attack for 6, which seems like a bad scene. Steam-Kin, that Steam-Kin animation is so good. It's like woo. I believe we have died. Alright, I'm actually going to just concede this match and restart the client here. I'm not going to do a full show while I do this, but these people are great by their stuff. These people also great by their stuff. Back to your regularly scheduled Magic Arena. Let's try one more. I mean, wildly inconsistent is like the definition of Commander, right? Or it's supposed to be with Singleton. There's supposed to be a lot of variety in the play. Whereas in normal Commanders, there are just so many redundant cards that that's just not the case. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Brawl takes off on Arena. I I would wager money Historic ends up being more popular, but I think it could go either way. It's definitely mostly unexplored territory in terms of digital stuff. See EDH decks kill on turn 2 to 3. That sounds stupid. Why not? Why not just play Modern? Yeah, multiplayer's never coming to Arena though. Competitive EDH is just Legacy. Fair. Why kill one person on turns 2 to 3 and you can kill 3 people on turns 2 to 3? Fair. Fair assessment. Get the whole table for the price of one. So they have all their colors here, so this will be a Field of the Dead. There's a good chance we don't get another turn here, right? No, don't get another turn, don't get another spell. John Avon better watch out, because I'm practicing drawing lands over here. I am coming for his job. We might have been able to kill them from 13. Probably not. Definitely not killing them from 15. Ferocidon sounds great. Flame Sweep sounds fine. Don't need Lightning Strike. I want to pull down, ideally, so just be as aggressive as possible. Does that mean Expansion Explosion is out? Probably. Oh, there are Alpine Moons in my sideboard, aren't there? Yeah, there should be Alpine Moons in my deck. I don't know. Should there be? Like, their deck just takes infinite turns, right? Like, I can't beat that. Like, that card doesn't apply pressure. I honestly don't know. It's a good question. Like, are those good enough against the Golos deck? If they're not good enough against the Golos deck, are they worth playing in general? They are not offering arena codes and physical brawl pecons that you have to buy them twice. I mean, is that sad? Yes. Is it expected? Also, yes. Who's John Avon? John Avon is a notable Magic artist who does a lot of great land artwork. Yeah, he did all the unhinged lands, right? Yeah. Those are my favorites. Got a stack of those around here somewhere. All right. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm just supposed to cut Chandra. Because Chandra plus Ferocidon is really not a combo. I signed and sold all those anticipates. Thank you very much.
Sorry I'm late.
Oh, would you look at that? Teferi just bounced my hate card. Weird. Weird. Who could have possibly predicted that Teferi just bouncing my hate card would have happened?
Don't worry, I got this.
Well, the Teferi countdown's about to go to 50. Yeah, something like that.
Only time will tell.
All right, if we hit a land, we can flame sweep plus skewer the Yarok. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right, that felt satisfying. Goodbye, Felicia. All right, so you're saying there's a chance. Take a chance on me. Do 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 do. I'm not sure that chance still exists, chat. I'm not sure the chance still exists. I'm losing hope. I'm losing hope. I mean, I guess I can Chandra down tick the flame sweep.
I'm happy as a hellion.
I lose my field though.
Come on, Chandra, remember that spell.
All right, put you to 5. Hope I get another turn.
Time to sleep for a week.
He's the little dino that could, chat. Choo choo. Chugga 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 choo choo. All right, keep it on, Mr. Ferocidon. Papi! Papi! We did it! We did it! We did it! Hooray! Can we pour one out for my dino boy? Can we pour one out for my dino boy? He rampaged and rampaged all that he could, and he was very menacing. Very menacing. Nothing like winning by the skin of your teeth, eh? Welcome back to Standard, friend. Hey, GI Juice, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month and keeping me employed. All right, chat. Who believes? We're on the draw. Do you believe? Nobody believes. All right, I'm gonna make believers out of all of y'all. Nobody, just a bunch of nays. The bunch of nays, you say? The eyes have it. All right, let's go. Let's go, Sneeper Keeper. Listen, anybody who's watched this stream before knew what button I was pressing there, okay? Yikes, never lucky. Never lucky. All I'm gonna say is the reason we missed here is because of the non-believers. This decision was in no way, shape, or form my own. And it's the lack of belief from you all at home that cursed us to this outcome. I'll believe harder next time. I appreciate the people that believed, even if you weren't able to overcome the great imbalance we experienced. All right. This deck still sucks against Esper. Is note number one. Note number two is that I think Chandra is actually better than Saheeli against Esper. So I think if I wanted to improve the Esper matchup a scotch, I would probably cut a Fry and a Saheeli, and I would go up to 4 Chandras. Chandra is just so good against control, especially when you pair her with things like light up the stage, just random things that let you draw cards, like. So I think this is a fun take. I don't think it's super competitive, but I think you definitely win games with it. I think we won a match in there. I think this deck tends to be good against the ramp decks, especially with Dino Boy to help us against Field of the Dead now. So, I know. We're gonna roll on along to our last standard deck and last deck of the day in general.